mention it, you do bring up a very good point about how both compositions are pretty mechanical, because again, it's not easy to land the abilities coming in from Lilia. You kind of usually have like, you know, a Kaja or a Cho, something with some hard lockdown, so you don't really have to aim it too much, because there is a good possibility you could miss it. Ooh, Sunset nearly losing his Viraga armor, and it's only been level 1. They're not going to go with traditional lanes here. Let's see how they play this out.
Well, for starters, Deus Vult's going to be making sure that they secure those buffs in hand. So that's going to be Natalia diving all the way back. Zika is getting caught out. 2 versus 1, and Greed, well, what can I say? Greed is definitely good as the Lar gets first blood for ONIC BH.
I mean, she did get to steal the buff, but instead dies in response, and now QP is just stuck by himself in lane. Greedy play coming in from Natalia, and was very close to actually profiting off of it. However, she's just too low, and again, level 1, you don't mess. You just don't mess with the Grok as well as the Lilia. You will get chunked out.
Well, I'm not too sure whether if the buff is anything worth that sort of depth, that sort of sense, but looking into this early game, that's going to be Abyssal out landing, and oh, that almost was a steal, but Dilar is going to run off and eventually taken off by Sawa.
And what did I tell you? Bloodbath already, both sides just going back and forth, making sure they know who's boss.
Oh, yes. And look at Sunset, though. Of course, 2v1 feeling way better than the top side, where, you know,
they're struggling there.
I just don't feel like some of all these sort of tension in the early game is well worth it. But speaking of that, Zika once again on into Natalia is just having not so much of that sort of exit point, and now that's a free kill.
She's stuck. She thought she could go through the top side. It looked like there was a little bit of a gap there, but again, that Guardian's Barrier can be deceiving.
Well, Guardian's Barrier is definitely that one spell that usually will be pulled out in that jungle to actually get so much of that passage being covered up. And now, from the side of Deus Vult, they're up to something here to actually catch out Greed.
Yeah, Law and Order being popped already by Lil Happy, but again, Power Nature doesn't allow him to get stunned. He walks through, sees all 3 members, and the rest of the team back off, trying to contest for mid-priority here. Lil Happy taking quite a bit of damage. Ooh, he's getting chunked out. He's forced to pop the Revitalize.
Oh, there we go. Kobe immediately forces out all these skills, and wow, Lilia did not expect the damage output. And now 2-2 each, still pretty much drawn out. But Zika on a 1v1 against Dilar. I don't really think that's going to be great here. Greed is already dropping low, and here goes. First turtle being attempted by Deus Vult.
Yeah, Wise wasn't expecting to get stunned but for so long from Lil Happy. That Law and Order was important, but the backline is in trouble now as Zika is trying to look for a catch onto Greed. He could try and turn this, but he can't. Actually, he has been disarmed. He is just hiding in that smoke screen, trying to stay immune. He dashes right on out of there, and the rest of Deus Vult pick up the kill onto Masha.
Deus Vult's steps were a little bit more clear-cut and concise, and I'm not too sure. ONIC PH, they were already low, and they still want to actually give it a go. And now, of course, advantage given over the side of Deus Vult. Of course, items are slowly stacking up here. Looking at the Lunox, possibly going for concentrated energy in a little bit more. Blitzing the wet, not really hitting all too much. 3 members down over the bottom side for ONIC BH here, securing the River Crab.
Yeah, they're going to peel back here, take away the River Crab, build their economy ever so slowly. But again, Deus Vult, even though they have 1 kill ahead of ONIC PH, they still need to farm. They're not like super far ahead. They're just only slightly. But it's 3 minutes into the game. That 1K isn't going to matter too much. The levels are about even. Oh, getting chucked out here. The crit is a little too much. He pops the smoke screen later, so he protects himself from the disarm. Nicely played.
Whoa, great backup coming in from Dilar as well. If he was there, of course, like the rest of the members that were there a little bit earlier, then it might just be a turnaround of events where Zika could have just got caught out. But here comes Greed coming from the back as well, going in with the wall charge, and there it goes. 4 members on the top side here to put him down.
Yeah, but I don't think they have enough time because the minion wave is being pushed all the way down. I think they can put some damage into that tier 2 for the rest of Deus Vult. They break that tier 1 and now are rotating towards the mid side. The gold differentials from both of them slowly increase.
You can see how focused they are into taking the bottom side, and there it goes.
Oh,
That was really, really dirty as we see LY Canoe just running that one off. Now, it's going to be Greed just pushing some of all these members back, and they do secure the tower over the bottom side for Deus Vult.
Yeah, they're just holding their ground, looking for someone to maybe get a pick with the Abyssal Arrows here. Zika just doing his best, and he's doing a pretty good job keeping Delar in check. Now, Turtle is under contention here. The rest of the team holding their ground. Firaga armor is up for Sunset. He could look to turn this around with the last Insanity, but he's going to help secure that Turtle with no issues whatsoever.
They've already lost a lot of all that pressure towards the river, so there's no way that ONIC knows how to actually get anywhere nearby, and it's really not worth it to even try to actually secure that Turtle in that sort of sense. Minions have been cleared out. Little Happy dropping really low, but they do have the Righteous Pathway alongside with the Rejuvenate to keep himself alive, but there's no point in staying there. Oh, one more hit will be able to do the trick, but ONIC will let him lose.
You mean Revitalize, but yeah, he does make it out with 1 HP at the very end of it. A lot of damage coming through, even a Holy Baptism by Oh My Venus, but he's trying his best. Oh, Sunset, he blows right in front of him. And he's trying to pull it through. Claude's in trouble. A little bit of health just left. Battle Mirror Image, he turns it around. The Revitalize has been dropped in the heal, but the Darkening coming out of QP is going to be too much as he takes one out. The Chaos Assault is too deadly. But again, Claude, he still is able to hold on. Picks up a kill onto Lunox, and Sunset bails out of there. He wants no part. Zeka, he has to pull back. One more hit. Ooh! Shadow Shockwave already locks him down. Wise is just landing these abilities one after the other.
Wow, look at Wise though, still getting chunked out by Sawo. Sawo's trying to actually assassinate her, but it's too much of a deal here with Greed being up in the front lines. I just love this back and forth from both ends here. And right down below, we're looking at ONIC PH. They were really in that great position, 3 versus 2, but a little bit of a misstep here causing one of their lives to fall. Now, Vivu just going to be holding on to the millet for the time being. And, well, that's just going to be a little bit of that back and forth going on, and the next Turtle's coming up online.
Yeah, and Deus Vult just losing a little bit of their lead now. ONIC PH is slowly coming back into this game. Again, 1K goal lead, not too much. Battle Mirror Image coming in for the Claude. He doesn't want to get caught out.
Ooh, Abyssal Arrow, of course, flying through, but that's one Grok that is pretty well tanky, already level 8, and Venus just soaking a little bit of that stun. A little bit of that sort of defense going on for Masha over the top side as well. Well, Sunset's just going to be slowly farming up, and here goes. Chronometry in the hands of ONIC PH.
Tail as old as time. Turtle is still the contested point for both of these teams, but Deus Vult is forced to walk backwards. Sunset going to try and turn this around. Last Insanity, he's going to break his armor to kind of make some space. The rest of the team is there to support him. Law and Order lands onto the Grok. Grok full gauge coming in from that Firaga damage, but now Lil Happy, he's holding his ground. He pops down the Glorious Pathway. He wants to catch somebody off. Greed is walking away through the Tri-Brush. He's going to be safe. Dodges the Abyssal Arrow, but the backline is in trouble. Claude, he's in trouble. They dropped the Revitalize. The rest of the team is still pulling on through. They are not winning this. QP goes down next. A double kill for the Claude.
Great comeback coming in from the side of ONIC PH as we're looking at them chasing all the way in, breaking down the first turret off the bottom side. And now there's also a great wave hitting towards the top, but Zika is trying to deal with this situation as well. But wow, look like we saw Wise coming in a little bit late, but just on time to actually burst down Koopy in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, great plays coming in from the Claude. He's just kind of dancing around them, kind of baiting out stuff from the enemy team. And now Deus Vult, they're kind of just biting on the bait every single time.
Yeah, and like if they just kept getting baited here, this will be really costly. And Sunset now purchasing the Immortality is just going to give him a little bit more breathing room for him to go in for better dives. And speaking of the dive here, he's being all the way up in the front lines here, knowing that he has his barrier armor. It shouldn't be any sort of hassle to actually get a couple of all these sort of charges. And here comes a lot more stacks coming in the way. Last Insanity being popped, and now he's getting stuck by the barrier. And Zika's just going to engage, looking for a like canoe. And now it's going to be a full-on bullfight with Raphael getting one killing spree for the Claude as well. Koopy too much opposition, but takes down the Masha, and Grid's just gonna give chase for a little bit more. 3 members versus 1. Koopy could not possibly turn this one around, but look at how tanky and how much sustain that's in this Lunox.
Yeah, and she's holding his ground. Oh, Sunset trying to turn around. Last Insanity popped already. Is he gonna survive? No way. No way. Wise says, no. You're going down, my friend.
Oh my, Wise with the loads of damage. But this is what I really love about Lilia. Like, sometimes you just do not know how much she can deal. And the later the game goes, the stronger she gets.
Yep. Oh boy. This is becoming a more and more difficult game for Deus Vult now, giving up a 5K gold deficit against ONIC. And we can see that their team composition kind of thrives off of this lead. Like, Delar, he's got so much damage. He's already got the Demon Hunter Sword, very close to getting hit Golden Staff, and I think he might already have it by now.
Yeah, should be able to actually have it, and then goes Lord #1 in the hands of ONIC PH as well. And none of these members from the side of Deus Vult could even find the likes of the Claude, and he's already 4-0 and up, but with Sunset now already trying to start something up just to clear off the wave, and Greed is just trying to block the exit points for the time being.
Damage!
Whoa.
My God! They pulled back. I mean, Wise nearly got caught out there with the Black Shoes. Now Greed is taking a little bit too much here. He gets stunned by the Abyssal Arrow, but he's going to be A-OK. Zika can't find an angle to get into that backline. Wise, he's without the Black Shoes. He is vulnerable, but the rest of his team is protecting him.
Well, I guess that's some great protection. But looking at Sao here, getting chunked out. Here goes the Blazing Duet, immediately flickering in towards the battle, and instead, this will be the first step for the Claude. A little bit of a late response coming in from the rest of ONIC PH as we see a big blow towards QP as he will fall. That's going to be a 1-for-1 for now, but they open up the mid lane tower with a great push. And of course, with Lord marching in from the top side, which means wall charge won't be able to connect. And now, members of Deus Vult in pieces. And this might just be game for ONIC PH if they can escort the Lord into the base.
Yeah, and Lord still isn't. Oh, finally. It gets broken by the Lord, and the Lord is still probably going to keep walking on. The rest of the team should have taken it out by now, but they've lost so much at this point. Sao is just going to keep on running as far as he can, and ONIC Greed, he's not letting him go.
Well, that's definitely a really tricky situation. But look at Wise, freely roaming around, and there, finally, we get that kill over onto one of these members here. But, oh, there we go. Oh, that was nasty.
What a trade kill. Both sides were like, no, I'm going to bring you down with me.
Look at them. They're just fighting all the way to the end. Sunset's going to be the next one on the chopping block with the wall charge being landed. There goes the mega kill for the Rock, and Greed still has the immortality so he can play as he please.
Yeah, and Claude already responding. He's making his way, using the battle mirror image to kind of shorten the time he takes to get to the base here. But Deus Vult, 1 more second until Sunil comes back out. Glorious Pathway already popped out. They're just holding their ground. 4v3. Let's see how this swings around. Unstoppable. Zika is gone down, and the Crystal is trying to be broken in as they beef up their KDA.
Now we're looking at ONIC PH 1 point up. This is the signature plays that we're looking at from the Philippines. And of course, ONIC definitely struck their stuff against Deus Vult, which looked pretty messy in a lot of these fights because they were just going blow for blow. It just reminds me of all these sort of players as if they were in some sort of boxing ring, just trading knuckles for knuckles.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slugfest towards the end there, especially when it's just like all bets are off. We need to get him out of our base. Let's take him down with us.
Oh yeah, and now of course a little bit of that sort of re-strategizing for Deus Vult, but then again, let's have a look in towards post-match statistics here. And of course, the victors here will be ONIC PH, and Greed is having that perfect 10 KDA for that Grok.
So good. So good. And Wise, I think he played a really good Lilia here. He hasn't been missing his abilities too often, and when he chunks somebody out, it's really hard to recover from it. They're forced to peel back, and I think, you know, if you can land Lilia's ability, you know, trade the Shadow Balls all the way, chain it up all together to get some big damage, I think, yeah, she is viable, but she still needs setup.
Yeah, and I really want to talk about